Welcome back to this episode, Cal's Call. Today's episode, we're going to keep going over some football. We're going to go over the Washington Redskins quarterback issues. Obviously, Alex Smith went down with a gruesome knee injury, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to continue playing, which is super unfortunate because Alex Smith is a pretty decent quarterback. Been in the Pro Bowl a couple times. So what you did is you brought in Mark Sanchez, and we all know how that turned out. Mark Sanchez hasn't been the same since the butt fumble. Did awful, only played 3 quarters and got replaced by a guy named Josh Johnson, who hasn't played a snap since 2011. And honestly, he did pretty decent. More of a runner, but, he kept you in the playoff hunt. Fell apart against the Titans, which is where everything went downhill. So let's take a look at some of the names that Washington can consider bringing in. This is no draft prospects just to bring in, because I think that's what they want to do. So what you can go is, you can go with, obviously, Nick Foles, who is the prize quarterback. But, again, I don't think Philadelphia is going to want to trade within their division. But that would be a great fit there. And we'll see what happens with him. But someone that I think you should keep an eye on is Indianapolis Colts backup quarterback, Jacoby Brissett, who I think is the best backup in the league. And has even shown that he can start and lead a team to a couple wins. I think 2017 he led the Colts to 6 or 7 wins, maybe even 5. But anyways, with that being said, he had no talent. He had a horrible offensive line. And he actually put together a pretty decent season. He had 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and 3,008 yards. Not bad, not good, but he would be a guy that you can bring in, develop. He's a little bit raw still. He got drafted by New England. New England traded him to the Colts. Started there with Andrew Luck in 2017. Did pretty decent in my opinion. Proved that he can be a starting quarterback. And on top of that, the Redskins' O-line was better than that Colts O-line that he had, and we could see him have a monster season. I think that's the guy that you should really keep an eye on. Another one that you could go after is Teddy Bridgewater. Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater was once considered, this franchise quarterback. Unfortunately, knee issues, and he got thrown into a backup role. Case Keenum took over for Minnesota, Sam Bradford, and then he went off to free agency and chose the Jets. Played very well in the preseason. Now he's in New Orleans, or was in New Orleans, learning behind one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game in Drew Brees. He's still raw. He still needs to work on his passing game, but obviously he has the tools to be a starting quarterback, and I think he can get it done for you in Washington, where you have good receivers, good running back, Adrian Peterson, who rejuvenated his career, but he's a free agent. You have Darius Guice, who's going to come back. The O-line's really good there, too. So Teddy Bridgewater would be a solid option, in my opinion. One that a lot of people are forgetting about is Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor, in my opinion, is a starting quarterback in the league, no doubt. He led that Buffalo Bills team to a playoff berth. And unfortunately, they lost the wild card game against the Jaguars. Only put up like 6 or 3 points. One of those two. But Tyrod Taylor is a scrambler, obviously. He is a poor man's Russell Wilson. But on top of that, he does not turn the ball over. In 2017 with the Bills, he had 2,799 yards, 14 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. It's not bad. Obviously, you want to see those touchdowns go up to the 20s, maybe even the 30s, but Tyrod's not that guy. He's a guy that's going to get it done with his legs. And that Redskins O-line, pretty damn good. You got Morgan Moses, you got Brandon Schaefer. Doesn't get much better than that. I'm forgetting the other side. But on top of that, you got Paul Richardson, who's a speedster. Very good receiver. May have overpaid. Jordan Reed, one of the best tight ends in the league when healthy. Good running back, like I said. We don't know about guys, but AP's a good running back still. We have, what's that guy's name? Jamison Crowder. I'm not high on Jamison Crowder. I never am a Jamison Crowder fan, but he's a burner. I guess you're just going for all speed on your receivers. And then you got Josh Dobson, who still has yet to really put it together. He was my favorite receiver coming out of that draft, and I think that he can succeed. He had Colt McCoy throwing in the ball. I mean, not much you can do with that. Other than that, there's not really much. I mean, if you want to bring in Blake Bortles, you can go ahead, but I don't know. Maybe Blake Bortles just needs a change of scenery, so we can see where that goes. But I mean, Washington is in win now mode, and I think any of those quarterbacks will propel you, maybe even win you the NFC East. I mean, for Christ's sakes, Dallas won 10-6. That's okay. And then Philly had a bad year, and the Giants, I don't know. The Redskins, those are the moves I would make. So, we'll see what they do. And make sure to follow Kyle's Call on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, Podbean, Spotify, and soon to be iTunes. Thank you.